tell us about Team Super Friends. What features have you guys been working on, like mainly? Like, if you give us like a brief overview.
So the last thing we were on Retribution was the bounty hunting system that a lot of our players have been enjoying, having fun, placing bounties on each other.
Like a brilliant system.
Yeah.
Very well done.
And before that, in Inferno, we were for the war declaration system. That's what we were working on then. And quite a few other things in between, like modules and salvage drones, the micro jump drive.
Yeah. So I just think that bears mentioning that I am a stakeholder on Team Super Friends, which is a very official title. I get to go to sprint reviews and see what these guys have been up to, and so I can also try to claim all the credit, but it doesn't work that well. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to keep up with the progress. So for Odyssey, what's your favorite feature?
Well, I'm pretty biased, but
yeah, I do like the changes we have been making to the scanner, and there's one particular thing I especially like about it, which I'll probably get into later. Another thing is that I've always been a sucker for the radial menu.
Yeah.
Even the old one, I really wanted to like it.
Yeah. So you
So
tried
I'm
using it.
I'm happy with they giving it some love this time. So.
Yeah. So we are actually replacing the old radial menu. We're not like revamping it. We're just putting in a new one. But it's based on a similar concept, just much better done this time.
Yes. Exactly.
So how does it compare? Do you feel in usability to the old one?
To the old one, no, this one is drastically better.
Yeah,
it's miles ahead. I mean, the other one was kind of just placed in. It was, I think, a good try, but then it was just abandoned. Nobody ever added to it for the last 8 years or something.
So, do you guys have anything to show us on the?
Yeah, I think
we do.
Tuxford was gonna dive in and
yes.
get straight to it.
So we're gonna see it come up on the TV behind us here, and we're gonna take a look at some stuff.
Yeah, the most obvious thing to begin with is maybe that when you press the button there, it launches out 8 probes immediately. Then if we take a look, go in space, take a look at it.
And so by default, this is a client which has started the game first. We have no record of the last formation they were in.
Okay.
So they're just instantly at the ship now.
Yeah.
So we have these formation buttons that Tuxford is just showing.
Yeah.
So we basically put in 2 preset formation. One of them is the sweep formation, so-called.
That covers quite a large area.
It's designed to cover quite a lot of area and just give you a little bit of sense of what is where and stuff like that. The second one is the pinpoint formation, and it's better to for scanning something down. Neither of these formations were really designed to be the ultimate best formation that you can possibly get. We're going to leave that up to the players to figure out.
Okay, so just some good starting points.
Yeah, I mean,
those are some good starting points.
It's aimed directly at more new players who don't know about these kind of formations.
And I've been using these formations, and they are good enough. They usually get you close enough. Another thing that we changed is that we basically inverted the way. In the old system, what you could do was hold down Shift, and then you'd move all the probes together.
Okay.
We basically inverted that. Now the default thing is to move all the probes together. The reasoning really is that that's usually what you do anyway, so why should that be like a special key thing? But you can still press Shift, and then you get access to all the...
Okay, so then you can move the individual ones.
Then you can move them individually. You can scale them that way individually. Another thing we can do, we're keeping the same Alt functionality. So if you press Alt, then we're basically scaling them all around the center.
That is pretty cool.
So and that's really just a functionality that we kept in there. One of the feedback we actually got was was that you needed Shift and Alt to move all the probes that way.
Okay.
Which is pretty annoying because Alt and Shift also switches your keyboard layout.
And we don't want that. So.
No, I especially don't want that. Another thing that we did is that when scaling the probes, just get that. They are all scaled around the center. When you wanted to scale all the probes, you would basically hold down Shift, you'd scale them, they'd all scale down around their own center.
Okay.
And then you'd have to drag them back closer together.
Okay.
So now what happens is that we basically just scan. As you can see that there's a single controller in the center, and that is not moved, but the whole formation changes with it. And it works even with probes of different sizes. So it just maintains the ratio between them. Another thing that's maybe worth noting, and I think that's in this build, is that if I now recall the probes, and relaunch them, they go back to the formation that they used to be.
Ooh, nice.
Which is particularly nice when we come to it. Like we say, this is not the end of all formation. This isn't the best formation. So what you can do is you can place them the way you want, and then you just don't hit the formation buttons again.
Yeah, so you don't have to configure them all over.
No.
And this is just the last formation. As we mentioned in the dev blog, we really want to push this further and just get so you can save more than one, so that you have your own personal formations, and not just the ones that you start off with in the scan window.
Yeah, that is actually pretty cool. I think everybody would like to see that happen someday.
Yeah.
And so this is what people will be using to scan down all sorts of cool things come Odyssey, which is just coming out this Tuesday, as we've mentioned before. What kind of things will people be using this to find?
Well, it's the same thing really they used to find. They can find ship structures, they can find cosmic signatures, and well, they don't really need to find the cosmic anomalies anymore, since the guys at 5.0 already give us that.
Yeah.
So.
But we're gonna have some new sites there. The guys are gonna talk about those a little later.
There's some new stuff in those sites as well that we put in. For instance, you can see 3 mid slots on the ship there. Those are the new scanning modules. They work in the same way as the scanning skills. So you have acquisition, range finding, and pinpointing. Those Tech 1 BPCs will be from NPC corporations.
Okay.
And then you're going to get a chance to invent the Tech 2. And to invent the Tech 2, you have to go to the new sites and use the new hacking minigame to get the new loot in there.
That's pretty cool. So there's going to be, like we were talking about even yesterday, there's so many new job opportunities for adventurers, pilots out there.
And there's, for instance, there's very, very rare drops. The factional POS towers are now back in the game after a much long absence, as well as all of the factional POS modules.
I know some people are going to be happy to see those come.
Yeah, I can't wait for some people to tear down our POS just to put a new one back up.
Yeah. So this is.
So the next we'll probably just show the scan results here, because this was drastically different when we first showed this to players. It was just the progress bar, as you can see. We had no distance, and we only had the strength, and it was. The players told us we were wrong, and
which we were.
So that's one of those feedback things that we
absolutely.
And we took away the ability to sort, which we admitted as well.
Which doesn't really matter when you have 7 results like here, 7, yes. But when you have hundreds of ships and structures and whatever, then you definitely want to sort them.
So someone is asking in the channel why we remove gravity sites from signatures. Is that something?
Gravimetric sites. They what?
I think Christian was Batik was volunteering to answer this later on.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes, okay.
He's going to talk about that later. Then I'm sure he won't forget.
He does like to talk about
Yeah,
sites.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I think we should just go ahead and scan something down. Show the
Right.
players.
Let's do it. Let's scan something.
Yes.
Let's find some riches in space.
Yes.
So it's just going to use a spread. We see we have the signatures at 0%,
Yeah.
the information given to us by the sensor overlay,
Mm-hmm.
but now we want to kind of get a general location of where those are.
Nice. So.
And he's going to hide the anomalies away, because we're not interested in those right now. We're probe
Exactly.
scanning.
We got them anyway. So.
Yeah.
So there are a few sites here in the middle. So I'll just change into the pinpoint formation, make it a little bit bigger, and see if I can get something a little bit closer to it.
I'm getting a lot of questions about grip walking in the channel. I can see. Maybe something we have to stream someday.
Okay.
The grip walking tutorial video. But that's unrelated to what we're scanning down. We won't find that in space.
No. So yeah, we already have found out that we got at least one combat site, one relic site there.
Okay.
So let's try to scan that down.
And you can see the colors
You can-
changing according
yeah.
to like the latest
Yes.
scan. And
So you can
always
see the
getting
progression.
clearer.
There's a visible difference in the bar that you know just how much extra that you've advanced in that scan.
Yeah.
And when it goes from red to green, you see you get a little bit of additional information. These ones just say the cosmic signatures. They can be anything, wormhole, combat site, whatever. These one already tell you what you are. Or let's say I'm interested in the relic site. Where's that?
So something else that the players have asked just recently from our dev blog was the ability to double-click on the scan signatures here to focus the camera on. It was quite simple, so we implemented that. It really helps in finding where you are
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
map.
And you can click on those, and you can also click on the probes if you want to center on the probes, and you can click on each of the probe controls here to center them around. It's just a little bit of easier to access the camera and orient yourself in space.
I really like I like the graphics when you scan. So you get both the thing in the window and in space as well. I think it's really
Yes.
some sign of activity.
Yeah. It's
So are you guys really good at probing?
no.
That's why I chose him to.
No,
to do this.
but I mean, it is worth noticing that now this system is at a state where CCP Orion can scan down sites,
Wow.
which is
Really?
quite
Yes.
quite an achievement.
That is amazing.
So with probe scanning, we kind of conceded that it's one tool used by two very different practices. You have just normal exploration, and the guys in scout ships just, for PvP purposes, they just want combat probing, and they're very different. We went more of an exploration route for this first time,
Yeah.
but we're listening to so much feedback from the scouts that I think they just want a lot more for themselves, a lot of features.
Yeah.
And we've got just a giant list of this.
But as you can see here, I've found the relic site, and it's I can see that decayed blood
Oh. What's it called?
blood raider particle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Blood raiders. We like to blow those guys up.
yeah.
It did
So,
choose a system. For it.
So out pops the signal strength that we have here, and in comes this warp 2 icon, and it pops up. It just kind of gives you that feel that, okay, you got somewhere, now this is the thing you can interact with.
So that's so you can like directly warp to it there. It's just for
Yeah.
convenience.
And it'll warp to 0.